What if I told you that in the heart of Assam, where humans and wildlife coexist in a delicate balance, an extraordinary tale of courage and compassion unfolded at dawn? This is the story of an unlikely rescue that would change a community forever. As the first light of day painted the sky in hues of pink and gold, Anil Sharma stepped out of his modest home on the edge of Kaziranga. The air was crisp, filled with the promise of a new day and the gentle sounds of nature awakening. Little did Anil know that this ordinary morning would soon turn into an extraordinary test of human kindness and quick thinking. Suddenly, the peaceful atmosphere was shattered by a cacophony of distressed neighing and thrashing. Anil's heart raced as he sprinted towards the commotion, his bare feet barely touching the dew-covered grass. What he saw next made his blood run cold. A magnificent white mare, her coat glistening in the early morning light, was locked in a deadly embrace with a massive python. The snake's powerful coils were wrapped tightly around the horse's body, slowly constricting with each labored breath the mare took. Anil knew he had to act fast. Without a second thought, he grabbed a sturdy bamboo pole from a nearby fence and approached the writhing pair. With careful precision, he began to work the pole between the snake's body and the horse's trembling form, starting from the tail. As if summoned by some unspoken call for help, Anil's neighbor Lalita appeared, clutching a length of rope and a burlap sack. "Hold on," she called out, her voice steady despite the urgency of the situation. Together, they worked to loosen the python's grip, inch by painstaking inch. Just then, Ajay, a young forest guard who had been patrolling nearby, arrived on the scene. In his hands was a specialized snake hook, a tool that would prove invaluable in the rescue effort. The three rescuers formed an impromptu team, their actions synchronized as if they had rehearsed this very scenario. Ajay expertly maneuvered the snake hook while Anil and Lalita continued to work on loosening the coils. They doused the snake with water from a nearby stream, hoping to disorient it and weaken its grip. Slowly but surely, their efforts began to pay off. As each coil was unwound, the mare's chances of survival increased. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity but was likely only a matter of minutes, they managed to bag the python's head.
With one final coordinated effort.
They freed the exhausted horse from its scaly captor. The mare collapsed to the ground, her sides heaving as she gulped in precious air. Anil immediately set about examining the horse for injuries. Her leg was badly bruised and angry red marks crisscrossed her body where the python had squeezed. With gentle hands and soothing words, Anil began to treat her wounds, applying a poultice of herbs he had learned about from his grandmother. As the tension of the rescue began to dissipate, a soft whinnying caught everyone's attention. From behind a nearby bush, a wobbly-legged foal emerged. The young horse had been hiding, terrified, during the entire ordeal. Now, sensing that the danger had passed, it cautiously approached its mother. The sight of the foal nursing, drawing strength and comfort from its mother's milk, brought tears to the eyes of the rescuers. It was a powerful reminder of the resilience of life and the forgiveness that nature so often displays. "Milk and forgiveness," Lalita whispered, her voice thick with emotion. With the immediate crisis over, the team turned their attention to the python. Despite the danger it had posed, they knew that every creature played a vital role in the ecosystem. Ajay suggested relocating the snake upriver, away from the populated areas, but still within its natural habitat. Together, they carefully transported the python to its new home, releasing it far from where it could pose a threat to livestock or humans. The next day, Anil returned to the meadow where the rescue had taken place. In his hands he carried a small bundle of jaggery, a sweet treat he hoped might help build trust with the rescued mare. To his surprise and delight, the horse approached him without hesitation. She gently took the offered treat, savoring the sweetness. What happened next left Anil breathless with wonder. After finishing the jaggery, the mare stepped closer and rested her forehead against his chest. It was a moment of pure connection, a wordless expression of gratitude that transcended the barriers between species. Anil stood perfectly still, his heart swelling with an indescribable mix of humility and joy. News of the daring rescue spread quickly through the community. It sparked conversations about the delicate balance between human settlements and wildlife habitats. Inspired by their experience, Anil and Ajay took it upon themselves to organize a system of alerts to warn residents of potential wildlife encounters. They posted signs throughout the area, urging people not to harm snakes or other animals that wandered into populated areas. Their efforts didn't stop there. The duo, along with other volunteers, began regular patrols to remove wire snares and other dangerous traps that threatened both wildlife and domestic animals. Slowly but surely, they were fostering a new attitude of coexistence and respect for all living creatures. 1 year later, on the anniversary of the rescue, Anil found himself once again in the river meadow at dawn. As he stood there, lost in reflection, he heard the soft sound of hooves approaching. To his amazement, he saw the white mare and her now-grown foal emerging from the mist. The horses approached him without fear. The mare, her coat gleaming in the early morning light, stretched out her neck and gently touched Anil's shoulder with her muzzle. In that touch, Anil felt a profound message. We remember. It was a moment that crystallized everything he had come to believe about the interconnectedness of all living things. This extraordinary encounter served as a powerful reminder of the impact that one act of kindness can have, honored the everyday courage of ordinary people who choose to act in the face of danger. It celebrated the possibility of coexistence between humans and the wild creatures with whom we share this planet. As Anil watched the mare and her foal disappear back into the misty meadow, he realized that their story was more than just a tale of a dramatic rescue. It was a testament to the small, often unnoticed acts of compassion and understanding that form the invisible treaties between humans and nature, the very agreements that keep the delicate balance of life going. In the end, this story from the edge of Kaziranga became a beacon of hope, inspiring others to look beyond fear and see the beauty and value in every living creature. It reminded us all that in the grand tapestry of life, every thread, be it human, horse, or python, has its place and its purpose. And sometimes it takes a moment of crisis to reveal the strength of the bonds that connect us all.